Hello everyone, Jay Whitner here with Crowdfunding Coverage. We do a monthly recap of what's happening in the crowdfunding universe. Today we're going to be talking about August of 2017, and our show is brought to you by Kickstarter Coaching and the Space Finance Group. In the month of August, we had 9 major campaigns that got funded. These big campaigns brought in about $17 million, with the largest of the campaigns, Amabrush, bringing in about $4 million. We have a couple of news items I wanted to share with you folks. StartEngine is providing a tracking service for the industry, keeping their eyes on the equity crowdfunding space. They show that in July, equity crowdfunding grew by 11%, which is quite strong. And collectively, since the beginning of equity crowdfunding here in the U.S., that the amount raised is roughly $52 million, so slightly under $1 million a week, with the financial interest that you get generally being common stock, safe notes, or debt. We also got some more insight into Kickstarter's plans regarding Japan. We'd previously heard that Kickstarter was going to open in Japan probably later on this year. We now have a date, September 13th. Kickstarter intends to launch in Japan. This should be a great step for Kickstarter, as Japan is a huge market. So congrats to them, and we'll be watching the kickoff in September. So we're going to look at 8 of the big campaigns from the month. They ranged in size from about $1 million to $4 million. The length of the video, which is very important, ranged from 1.5 minutes to 4 minutes and 15 seconds. The length of the campaigns themselves range from 21 days up to 45 days. The general wisdom on this is roughly 30 days is an optimal period. The rewards offered by the campaigns range from a low of 1, which is pretty unusual, up to 16 rewards. And the updates range from 7 to 59. 59 is an awfully large number of updates. It's I'm surprised that they went that far. You don't need to do 59 updates. So the campaigns themselves. The first campaign we'll talk about is a game called Star Realms Frontiers. They raised $1.1 million in this campaign. Some of the things that they did were they offered add-ons. This is a good way to keep your core price as low as possible by giving options that people can buy if they want them. This is a little bit like buying an automobile. There's the base price, and there's the accessories that you might want to add on to your car. That's what add-ons are about. This campaign had 27 stretch goals. If you're new to crowdfunding, Kickstarter is an all-or-nothing platform, so there's a real interest in setting your goal as low as possible for your minimum viable product, some people call it. But you'd like to have your project be bigger and better with more things, and that's one of the aspects of stretch goals. They allow you to grow and enhance what you're doing and keep the money flowing in once the base goal has been achieved. Also, in the Star Realms Frontiers, they use supplemental videos. It's very important that your main video not be overly long, and a good way to accomplish this, if you have a lot to convey, is through supplemental videos. You're not limited to one video. You can have 2, 3, 4 videos or more if you want. Next, we have Volterman. This was an Indiegogo campaign, and it's for a smart wallet that had a lot of neat features. One of the ones that I hadn't seen before was if you push a button on your phone that tells your wallet like it's been lost and somebody opens it, the wallet takes a picture automatically of whoever opens it. I thought that was kind of a cool idea. They raised $1.1 million also, like the prior campaign. Some of the neat things they did in their effort were they had 3 products, 3 different sizes of wallets, with different capacities, how many credit cards and all that kind of thing. So give the buyer a choice, which we always favor strongly. They use the Aero Electronics check. This is a firm that does electronics, and they provide a vetting service that checks out a campaign and basically gives a thumbs up, like, yes, this can be billed for this kind of pricing, and the delivery is plausible, and that kind of thing. So it's sort of a double check on the campaign, especially for high-tech electronic type campaigns. And they did engraving for personalization. Don't see this too often, but very nice touch. The next campaign was SEQUENT WATCH. We all are seeing and hearing all the time about these smartwatches. One of the real challenges of the smartwatch is battery life. The SEQUENT watch is a self-charging smartwatch. You may be familiar with the traditional automatic watches, Swiss watches that instead of a battery, they're powered by your body movements. This is a similar idea, that is generating electricity from the movements of your body to power this watch. They raised quite a bit of money. And some of the things they did is they had multiple early birds. These are deep discounts for the first supporters of a campaign, so that it pays people to get in early and build some momentum. They used GIFs in their campaign. These are the really short videos that you see without any audio with them. They had multiple GIFs that they were using. And they gave the buyer a choice with various colors and bands to let you customize the look a little bit of what your watch is going to look like. So very interesting if we'll see perhaps more of this in the future, these self-charging smartwatches solve a big problem. Next, we have a tabletop game that's oriented toward the HBO hit series Game of Thrones. This it's called A Song of Ice and Fire, is the title of this campaign. Some of the things they did in their campaign is they had a very large number of stretch goals, which is used quite often in gaming. You hardly ever see such huge numbers of stretch goals like this in any other category. But they had 40 stretch goals that they achieved. They used supplemental video to elaborate more on what the game was and so forth. And they had a special link for retailers. So some Kickstarter efforts are such that a retailer might want to carry the product. So they set up a package of the item, like 10 of them or 20 of them or so forth. And so they had a special area where the retailer that might be interested could get more information that the regular buyers wouldn't have interest. Next, we have the Apricoat. This is a jacket that they are indicating keeps you warm when it's cold, but you don't get really hot if it's warmer out. It's like automatically adjusts somehow. They raised a lot of money, $1.8 million. Some of the things they did that were kind of interesting was they had a table of contents in their campaign page on Kickstarter, which you don't see very often, but a little bit of a map to help you find the content that you were most interested in on their campaign. They offered a guarantee on their product. If you're going to run a campaign, and if you're confident of your product and you want to stand behind it, tell everybody. It gives the buyer comfort. So kudos to them for giving a guarantee with their product. And they said they were going to send out their product in 2 different batches. So if you wanted to be in the first batch of products, if you wanted to get your Apricoat earlier for, I think it was an additional $10 fee, that was what it cost to be in the first group to get the coat. So they were sort of differentiating based on that. Next, we have Blue Smart Series 2 Smart Luggage System. These people had previously run a campaign for smart luggage. This is their second time at bat. And this time they brought 4 different products to pick from, different capacities. They had a bigger suitcase that you would like check in on the airline, and the smaller one that you could put in the overhead compartment, and some smaller bags as well. These items of luggage, they have various smart features to them. You can track where your luggage is through GPS. You can have a recharger to recharge your electronics with like a battery built into the suitcase. Built-in sensors that tell you how heavy the suitcase is. You know, is this going to be over 50 pounds? One time I was flying back from Puerto Rico and I had 2 overweight luggage items, and it cost a fortune. And I didn't have a scale at the airport, so it'd be nice to have a luggage that automatically tells you this kind of thing. So they had, again, 4 products. They used the GIFs for the mini videos to explain things, and they offered their product in multiple colors. So between different colors and different sizes, they really gave a nice choice to the buyer. We had another smartwatch in the lineup this month. This was the TicWatch S&E. This is the second offering of a smartwatch by these folks. Some of the things they did in their campaign were they had the multiple early birds to give deep discounts to early backers. They had a distributor pack for retailers with special pricing and other things to help a retailer get into this. And they offered their watch in 2 models, again, to give the people a choice of what they wanted to purchase. A very successful campaign, raised over $3 million. The big campaign of the month was AmaBrush, the world's first automatic toothbrush. You'll have to look at the campaign. It's a bit hard to describe, but basically you put this device into your mouth and turn it on, and it brushes your teeth for you. It gets all the teeth in the right way quickly. They say 10 seconds to have your teeth properly brushed. So they build this as a big time saver for you. So they raised a huge amount of money in this campaign, roughly $4 million. Some of the things they did were they had the GIFs, the mini videos. They had supplemental videos, a couple of them, showing more about the product. And they had a press kit. If you think you might have a big campaign that the press would take an interest in, it's a good idea to provide an area in your campaign with high-resolution images and different things that the press might want. But you don't want to clutter up your whole campaign with that stuff. So they make it as a link, typically, such that the press can access these things, but that they don't clutter up the campaign for everybody else. So congratulations to them on AmaBrush. $4 million, very good. That's it for our show covering August of 2017. Hope that you enjoyed it. We'll be back in a month for the recap of what happened in September, and we will see you then. Take care.